Hello. There we go. Muted, because of course I was. I forgot that I had unplugged and then plugged back in my microphone, and that means that OBS gets a little confused. Greetings and welcome. I am Joffrey, and oh, jeez, that took a minute. The whole first minute I was muted. Darn. All right. Today, we're here to discuss some three generic disasters that can happen to countries in EU5, with the most interesting one that I am excited to talk about being the decline of empire, because that sounds very dynamic and like something that can happen from the beginning of the game. However, the other two sound like something later in the game, court and country and aspiration for liberty, court and country being one from EU4 that is something I very well remember. Now, yes, here's hoping that Decline of Empire is dynamic and is going to be something that lots of people can have happen to them. I really want it to have stuff like this where as you get stronger, you have to worry about making sure that just you don't let up your pressure. Something where the larger you get, the more you have to be careful not to rock the boat because I feel like yeah, in EU4 it's very easy for you to, even when you're humongous. If anything, the larger you get, the easier it is for you to just be like, I can afford to have the insert bad thing happen. I'll just let my legitimacy and or stability tank. I'll fix it. I'll fix it later. Yeah, it's not so bad right now. But yeah, now that's enough of me just yapping about the concept of it. It's time to properly start reading. All right. So, decline of the empire is a generic disaster that portrays the difficulties of ruling large empires in pre-modern eras. We were inspired by cases close to our starting date, such as the decline of the Khmer Empire in the 14th century and the decline of Mali in the 15th century. So perhaps those two will be different cases where the game sets you up to have this dynamic disaster happen, or maybe they'll have specific unique ones for them. I don't know. Question is, can you even rock the boat when you're that big? Well, I would hope so. I would hope you can rock the boat when you're an especially large country. That's when you're super big, it should be easier. Um, but yeah, looks like the trigger will be Empire rank. Well, okay, let me actually get back to reading then. The disaster can trigger for countries of empire rank that have fallen below zero stability and whose ruler or regent commands fewer than 150 total ability points. Okay. And in addition, it requires that the state either exerts less than a certain level of average control in its home region, varying by age from 40% in the Age of Traditions to 60 in Revolutions, or that the proportion of primary and accepted cultured pops within the realm is dropped too low. That's very specific. Okay. I mean, it's good that yeah, but geez, that is gonna be rare. That is gonna be a rare thing to happen for sure. Because yeah, first of all, your character you need to have lower than zero stability. That's gonna be yeah, you gotta work for that. You gotta pass some law that you know is gonna drop you below zero stability, really. You gotta have a character that's just kind of mid, below average character. You also need to just what causes you to have that bad of control in your home region? What could do that? I know there's a lot of things that influence control, but like more emphasis on control is good, yes. I do like that aspect of it. It's curious to me that I wonder what could cause this to happen. Because the fact that what could cause you to drop down your level of control? War and occupation. Because it's possible if you have a strong estate and it's ripped out of privilege and then I fucking love disasters. Yes, I do love the idea of it. Like I'm curious to see what it does. I don't know what it's gonna do, but I love the concept of this being a bloated empire that it's too big for what it's able to maintain, kind of thing. Um, and this does mean that this is the sort of thing that theoretically would cause a big old player war to be very punishing because you could risk approaching this. Yes, the decline of the Khmer Empire. As the Khmer Empire stretches thin, cracks begin to show. The court is paralyzed under weak leadership, its halls filled with corruption and indecision. Distant provinces, even in Indochina, chafe under neglect. While discontent spreads through the heartlands, whisper of rebellion echoes in the streets, and the once mighty bureaucracy under Emperor Trasak Fan Angche struggles to maintain control. The empire teeters on the brink. The people grow restless. Famine and economic decline fuel their anger, and ambitious rivals see weakness. If order is not restored, collapse is inevitable. The coming years will test our resilience like never before. That which was built with blood and toil, now blah 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 blah. Cuts off. Down come the stars along with our hearts. I wonder what, like, that's got to be a quote from something. That sounds very much like something that's a quote. Overall, this is good. Once you got the Empire rank in EU4, you practically won the game. Hello, RCM. Wise one. Oh, now people really are going to think I'm a cult leader with that. Yes, yes. Greetings, mentor, wise one. Overseer of the ways, or something. IRCM. I'm really sorry about. Yeah, you were talking. We were really distracted talking about world building stuff. I think I am yes, I'm sorry to hear about your loss of work. Yeah, I can only imagine if I deleted like a ton of my province map or something with all of my work on my mod preemptively. So down come the stars along with our hearts. You lose 20 stability, so you're already below 0 stability, and then you lose 20 more immediately. During this disaster, provinces with discriminated culture pops or low control may seek independence. Meanwhile, foreign rivals may exploit our weakness to expand their borders, and we gain consolidated corruption of elites to the nobility. Whoa. Plus 50% power to the estate, minus 20% noble estate tax, and 20% army morale. Oh. Hello, Aim, my favorite Finnish person. I say favorite, but I think there's another Finn somewhere that sometimes shows up.
No favorites, Peter.
I pick favorites among Finns. And Poles. No, not the Poles. I can't pick favorites among the Poles. I like the Poles, both
What
of
about
them.
Irish?
I don't know any Irish people.
You're fucking dating one.
No, you're a Quebecer first and foremost. I'm sorry. Yeah, come on, come on.
You're so mean to me today.
Save like a paranoid madman. That's the only way. See an auto save. That means yes. Make it a hard save again. You got to like triple save. You know, you got to triple save and then also move that one of those saves to an external drive and a Google Drive folder. Yes. The entrenched members of the upper class across our domain have long since sunk their claws into our treasury and courts, securing lenient positions and propagating a stagnant ambience of corruption. Alright, now the maximum tax for noble estate, I don't think that's strong enough, because people don't even usually tax their nobles, I don't think, to begin with, and like peasant taxes are the biggest one. I think that they should replace maximum tax for nobles with a just tax efficiency malice to represent corruption. While active, there will be penalties based on penalties on estate satisfaction equilibrium, bank interest, and monthly rebel growth. Plus 0.3% monthly rebel growth is actually a lot bigger than that would initially sound. It's a small number, but that will add up immensely because that means there's a lot of places that normally just wouldn't have any rebel growth that will suddenly. Yeah. Especially in those places with low control, even if they're your primary culture. And the estate satisfaction going down by 25% will just also across the board mean more rebels and unrest in general. And the interest, so any attempts to go into debt to try and get yourself out of this hole will just be even worse. Stop calling me a random number. Yeah. Ouch, that's evil. Suggested immediately. No, sorry, Eric. I'm not a content creator with early access, so I can't just be in the content creator Discord and be like, listen, Johan, I love what you're doing here. I love and respect your work. You see, but what you're doing right now with this noble tax going down, this noble tax maximum, no, that's not good enough. You need to just put a penalty on all taxation in the country because you're representing a corruption of the elites. So this is like also the bureaucrats and the people collecting the taxes, right? So this is just a whole taxation across the board is worse. Yeah. And this is how you get out of it, I guess? You need to have more than 0 stability. And you need to have either greater than equal to 50% average control in the region of the capital. And primary culture and accepted culture percentage is more than 50%. Or that. Okay. So, theoretically, this is something that could happen where... So like, you need at least more than 0 stability. I don't know enough about the things that influence your stability equilibrium. I'm curious if like your estate satisfaction influences it, because I want there to be something here, because it drops your stability first of all, but I also want there to be something in here that is one of your penalties that makes it harder to have a bit more stability too. And I hope that having worse estate satisfaction will do that, because it definitely should. Hello.
Look at me.
I'm looking at you.
Go away.
Go away. So when does EU5 release? EU5 releases in a month and 2 days. So soon, pretty darn soon. It's approaching like a freight train.
As long as we get delayed.
Get out! No, the window. Get out!
I could, but I'm not really feeling up to it.
Yeah, you're not really feeling up to getting out the window right now. Yeah, it's really high up too. Yeah.
Really high up and I have to get out of bed. It'll be inside.
To recover from the disaster, you need at least positive stability. To improve the control. Yeah.
You don't have stability.
What did I do? What did I do?
You make it too easy, that's the issue. You make it way too easy to bully. You literally hand me the jokes.
They're asking what country my girlfriend is streaming on release.
I'm streaming the awesome country of Pelican Town from the hit game Stardew Valley.
I gotta teach you the ways of the math game. You must learn. You must learn.
No.
Yeah, my girlfriend. Yeah, she'll stream. She's gonna stream Greenland on release. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I have already told you I will suck it up and I will do a stream of that game on YouTube. I've already told you that. I'll allow that to happen. And I don't want to.
Yes. Yes. Of course, our RCM will definitely have things to discuss in regards to 3D models and such. There definitely will be things that we'll want 3D assets for. There's a lot of weird buildings and terrain in. I am literally streaming now. You go get your own damn grape soda.
Wait, I know your dad and brother are down there. They're gonna want to talk to me. I don't want to talk to them.
Every month there's a 10% chance of an event related to the disaster. This is interesting because the the idea that there's something where like every month something can tip because of because of a disaster. That's curious because like I bet this could also be applied to situations. So you could have like a situation, and as long as you're involved in the situation, you can have that 10% chance of you could be like, oh, 10%, 20%, 5% chance of an event relating to the disaster or well, the situation taking place. But this guy's really good. That's the funny thing. He's a good character. See with the decline of the Empire thing happening for him, but doesn't he have enough stats? Let me do some. Let me grab calculator. I'm not smart.
Yeah, I know.
Um.
I already know this job.
Okay, if you do it all the time, it loses its impact. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 182 stats. See the character background being the European castle, yeah, that's a consequence of it being a generic disaster, I suppose, because it's something that shows up everywhere. EU5 seems like it'll be the ultimate strategy. Yeah, it's going to be. I mean, that's what they want it to be. They want it to be the ultimate grand strategy game. You know, they take things from all over their series. From the lessons they've learned from various games. You know, Imperator Rome, what Imperator Rome got right, they're taking from that. They're taking from Vicky 3's resources and the buildings kinds of system. Hopefully it doesn't cost a fortune. The game, you can buy the game now. The game is on the Steam Workshop. So that'll be, you know, will be your way to decide whether it looks, yeah, whether it's a fortune. I don't remember how much it cost. I bought it immediately and yeah, because I'm a shill.
Yeah.
I'm a shill. Yeah, I knew you were gonna say something snarky. You're being today. Yeah.
What? Stop looking at my game. Go away. Just let me farm in peace. Makes me happy. Happier than you ever make me. You don't make me happy. You're gonna go be hard. You're make me happy.
Demands of the. So this is one of those 10% chance per month. So okay, so you get these 10% chance every month that something will happen again, and it'll like push you back on trying to fix it as well. I can imagine that being really annoying where you're trying to successfully end the disaster and then you get an event and it's like, oh yeah, a minus 10 stability. I don't actually know. Yeah, I don't know where RCM's from, so I wouldn't know what his currency would be either. Grant them some autonomy, or they forget their place. I imagine you gotta grant them some. Well, okay, wait. So granting them autonomy, the problem with that is that then you lose control. So if you grant autonomy, that means you're losing control, but you need that. And if they forget their place, that probably drops your stability. So no matter what, this is basically a case of you deciding which can you afford to lose. System requirements will cost a fortune. Oh, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. It's not exactly a, yeah. It's gonna be definitely a lot more difficult for people to run it than previous game. Hey, listen, that's why in the mod that we're making, yeah, there's going to be what I pleasantly refer to as at the end of the Age of Renaissance, there's going to be the performance increasing event that will remove some of the pops, remove some of those excess pops that really get in the way of performance. It's the performance increasing event.
Who the fuck is texting me?
To go from an i3 10th gen to a i7 14th gen. Oh, you have a 1050. Yeah, 1050 Ti definitely wouldn't. Yeah. 1050 definitely would not run that. At end of the decline. Oh, you gain extra stability. Yes, once you actually get out of it. So yeah, once you solve it, then you get a little tap on the butt to get you on your way. We'll tap out the door. Yeah.
I haven't heard a kick, but
Kick out the door. Yeah. Like a Dr. Seuss book where you like drop someone on your foot and kick them and they go flying. Yeah. Every pop of primary or accepted cultures in the region gets satisfaction. That's good. That'll stop or well help as well. All right. So I like that. I like it. First of all, yeah, I like this disaster. The art, as usual, the art feels like there could be some more of it, and it's going to be a little annoying when it comes to modding, where there's a lack of, unique art pieces. But I mean, it looks good for what it is. Yeah. Graphics card need to make like $400 for a card and like $300 for a new motherboard and CPU.
worthy investment, I'd say.
For the cause of map game, for the cause of map game is it is a just cause. I mean, and if you end up, I don't know. I'm gonna say like I gotta pay you at least something if you're gonna help on the mod with 3D art. But like the the 3D stuff that we're gonna need the most. The problem is because you're really good at building stuff, and we definitely will want building things, and because I'm certainly not capable of that sort of thing. But the thing we're gonna need the most, that's gonna be the problem, is there's a couple of races that we're really gonna need meshes for, and that's the problem because you're not good with humanoid stuff. You're learning armor. If you're learning armor, then there's a chance that you could cook for some of the race stuff. Yeah, maybe for the cause of the muffin dwarves. Yeah. The superior way to unite our Holy Roman Empire. The Concord shall be consolidated underneath the Muffin Dwarves and their agrarian economy, yes. What?
Chicken statue. Look, they got a chicken statue.
Only place I care about. Wait, I was gonna say like Terraria, but I don't think there even are chicken statues in Terraria.
This is a great day. There's chicken statues there.
Court and Country is one of our old friends from EU4, which has been reworked and revamped for EU5. It may trigger after the Age of Absolutism. Yeah, so this is a late game one, which means none of us are going to see this outside of MP. I do think, I have a good feeling that EU5 multiplayer is going to be a lot more like consistent than EU4 multiplayer, though. I have a strong feeling that when someone's playing this game, they're going to want to keep, like in a multiplayer competitive game, or even role-playing ones, people are just going to want to keep playing a lot more than they will with EU4 ones, because there's so much developing and stuff. So I think that people actually will get to the later stage of the game like this. Hopium? Yeah. But if not for Hope, what else do we have?
Here you go.
I'm being too much?
Yes.
Too extra? I'm being a Katara? Okay.
Yes. You're always being Katara.
It will trigger when countries whose crown power is more than 25% or whose societal value is absolutism 50 towards absolutism. That's not hard to have happen. Jeez. I imagine there's going to be some people who enter the age with more than 25% crown power. So like the age will start and you were already building for absolutism, getting just tons of crown power, and you just start the age and it's like wham. Foreign country. What I can do is use an add-on for Blender to get a human model and change it around so scaling will be right. Jeez, yeah, I don't know how that stuff is implemented in the game. I really don't know. Is the thing. There's so many mods that they'll do those meshes and like additional like stuff they'll add on to a character to make them a certain race for fantasy mods, like the Elder Scrolls one for CK3. I got no clue how that stuff works. I have literally no idea. But yeah, make cursed races. Yeah, jeez. Oh boy. Paradox make nice games. Just the plague of DLCs scare you. The one good thing about their DLC is that when multiplayer games happen, only the host needs to have the DLC. That is the one good thing about it. Like, I'm okay. Well, the other good thing is that they support their games for so long and keep making them into better games. So I'd much rather the way they do their DLC than us being on Europa Universalis, like 8 right now. This is far superior in my opinion. It's required crown power more than 25%. No Paradox EU4 player will see this event. Why will no one have over 25% crown power? Also, it's 25% or 50 towards absolutism. Why would no one see that? Crown power is very good. U4 had 10 years of updates and free patches. That's what the DLC gets you. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and over time too, they implemented more and more of those paid features into the base game. So it's to try and make it more approachable for people. Yeah, like when they implemented like Common Sense, Art of War, and a bunch of other stuff into the base game, that was awesome. Do you want to max crown power? It's what limits your trading. Yes, yes. You want lots of because crown power both influences the effect. It influences the effect of your estates. Not your estates. It influences the effect, the power of your cabinet actions. Cabinet actions, and your cabinet actions, power, and yeah, trade. Yeah, because you make more money from trade based on your crown power. Because you basically, yeah, you just take more money skimmed off the top of your traders. So that's going to be very useful. Yeah. You're going to be trying to get it as early as possible theoretically, but the problem is that the problem with trying to get more crown power early game is that you get the trade-off of if you want to hand out those privileges because there's some players I know. I think is it Playmaker in his AARs? I think it's Playmaker in his AARs who like every game he says he hands out basically every single privilege that he can. And I probably would do the same because I'm big on just handing out estate privileges in EU4. I honestly it sounds like crown power and just like being absolute isn't powerful enough based on his opinion, but we'll have to see. Making a joke considering EU4 meta is to disregard crown power completely when building up your country. Well, that's at the beginning. At the beginning, you want to completely disregard it in EU4, but then once the age of absolutism hits, you want to just completely have all the crown land in your country owned by you and get rid of all the estate privileges. Yeah. That's true. If he's playing big, wide. If you're playing big, wide, then you want to have a very stable realm. But if you're playing tall and economy focused, then there's a good chance that you'll You can hand out like some trade focus privileges to the burghers, but then rein in the rest of your estates. But it's hard to know for sure. It might be a case of you needing to really wait until later in the game and just try and max out estate privilege boosting techs and such. Don't know. Yeah, they'll bend the knee to the central authority or attempt to negotiate with these frondeurs. The frondeurs. So bend the knee to central authority. Every estate loses satisfaction and you lose 50 stability. Or the estates gain satisfaction and you lose 25 legitimacy. One of these sounds like the objectively correct option. Why is option 1 so much more useless than option 2? I am confusion. Considering Playmaker didn't get how boats worked until he talked with Generalist, I take his criticism with a pinch of salt. That's fair. That's fair. Also, I'm sure I'm not the only person who, whenever I try to watch his podcast, not his podcast, his after action reports, the two things that really get me are the fact that he keeps repeating the phrase I played the game like a video game. It really gets to me because he'll see and he talks about the map mode. He's like, anyone who plays in the terrain map mode, he's like, no one actually uses that, right? That's ridiculous. It's like he feels so out of touch, and it really annoys me because it implies to me he doesn't like actually pay any attention to how other people play the game. It's just his way he plays the game, and he said that he plays the game like it's a video game, and other people are playing it differently because they're role playing. It's like there's such a thing as different strategies. And yes, YouTube drama. Yes, this Playmaker guy who's got
the part of Joffrey and Playmaker guy's drama is crazy. It's my next video you see.
He has like 30 times my subscriber count.
I think I've seen him actually. The name sounds familiar. I think I've seen him like on my YouTube because of you.
Yeah, it's my fault entirely.
Because I'm dating you, and then my YouTube listens in, and it's like, oh, Charlie's boyfriend likes this. Maybe he'll be on her account.
Where's your phone? I need to shout the word EU5 into your phone more. Europa Universalis 5. Playmaker. After action report. Paradox Interactive. There we go. That should be good.
It looks like just because I'm subscribed to you.
Okay. Yeah, that'll do it.
Even though I don't even watch any of your videos. I was a good girlfriend.
So human and elven won't be hard to make. Dwarves are harder. Don't know what the other. Okay, the ones who just like basically look like humans, but with like what dwarves are small. You just make dwarves small and thick. You don't even like realistically. We wouldn't even need to like do 3D stuff to adjust the dwarves and like elves and stuff. Like the elves' ears. That's the one thing that needs to be adjusted really. But like most races that we've got will not need 3D stuff. But there are some. Shush. There are some that there are some that definitely need. You're sorry, what? Oh. Samurai pirate lobsters. Yeah. Yeah, there may or may not be the race of crustaceans that are samurai pirates. Yeah, don't worry about that. Dwarf face 90% beard. Yeah. And then okay, that's true. That's true. There could be scaling problems with the armor and weapons for the short and tall races, depending on how. Yeah. So. Sorry for shushing you, but do not make that joke. That is not an okay joke to make, or I will be demonetized.
I don't even remember what it was. I don't know what joke.
Good. My stream is picking up the sound every time you smack a fucking tree. I just realized
my house is gonna upgrade itself.
I'm not getting up to go and get you a drink, but I'm getting up to fucking turn down your farm games volume.
Look, Robin's not gonna upgrade my house for free, okay? For some reason, my kitchen needs a lot of wood. That's all I'm getting.
Because it's made of wood.
But she doesn't want any metal.
Where were we? Court and country.
Get distracted, loser.
A little bit, yeah. Just imagining a samurai pirate lobster fighting Muffin Door. Yeah. I mean, not their first enemy. I'm gonna be honest, probably not their first enemy. Lobsters. That's not really. They really compete for the same market. I'm gonna be honest. The lobster guys. They're kind of tinkerers. They build little things. They're very they like working with their hands. They like making tools and glass. They really like making glass. Yeah. Probably gonna have a unique building for making glass. Though the rock people are gonna be weird to make because that's gonna be difficult because they look like people but they've got like rocks sticking out of them and shit. But those guys will have like they'll probably have a unique way of making paper with stone because they'll just like make stone tablets and people use those, which would be helpful early game. Stupid as that sounds. But court and country, yeah. So you just have. So you instantly lose estate satisfaction 50%, and then your equilibrium goes down by 25%. Jeez. Pop join rebel threshold 10% as well. Big. Okay, this one looks like it's going to be a lot harder to get out of though, because you need to either court and country disaster for at least 10 years. You need to at least have been in this for 10 years, and then either at least okay. So you need to either have 36% crown power, which is a lot, and less than or equal to 5 total estate. You need to get rid of all the estate privileges, get tons of crown power, and have less than be just extremely absolute. You need to be far to the absolutism side. Or your nobility, clergy, burghers, and commoners are all 65% happy and be very high on the absolutism side. So greater than 50. Does that mean that? So this means that the two ways this fires is either you are 25 crown power, so like you either are becoming too absolute or you're becoming too liberal. So either way the court and country happens. So if you're too liberal and give the states too much privileges during the age of absolutism, then there's going to still be conflict anyway because they're going to try and break free. Huh. You're going to cook up some lobsters? Yeah, you cook up some lobsters? I'm sure you're not the only person who wants to cook them up. There's a certain Celtic faction that a game star is going to want to cook them up. Literally. Almost certain to fire then, unlike in vanilla when all the estate privilege costs so much absolutism that it never fires. Yeah, because here it's either side. Either you're too liberal or too absolute, so it's gonna happen almost certainly at some point. You could thread the needle theoretically, and that's the interesting thing. I really like the notion of there being lots of disasters like this that like theoretically as well with disasters like this there might even be like a reason you want to go through it. There might be like because the bonus from it theoretically is if you go through the disaster then you'll be even more absolute by the end of it or even more liberal than you otherwise could have been, or you just thread the needle and don't get to the full extent of either side. So maybe it's best in your mind, don't get too absolute or too liberal, because You want to make sure that you don't get this eventifier, and it'll mess with your game plan. And then the decline of empire. I mean, there's not going to be any bonus to that, but I really like the idea. The more I talk with people that are like big fans of EU4 and such, and they're like, what do they want in games when it comes to disasters and such? They want these disasters where there's something that you can outskill them, where like your game knowledge can make them easier to deal with, or even ignore at a cost. That sort of thing I really like. I like as well. And I definitely want to make more of that sort of thing. It's one thing that long term I intend to do is to make even more unique. Like because you have the vanilla ones, sure, but I intend to make even more unique disasters that can happen depending on your age. Both like ones that are basically guaranteed to happen just because of the world, and then other ones that'll be like on a country by country basis. So situations, I guess, really. There are two ways of finishing the disaster, either by embracing absolutism or liberalism. In the first case, the revolution may hit your country much harder when it appears, while in the latter, you'll be giving up on crown power to your estates. And there's no clean solution. It depends on which type of country you want to play during the age of absolutism and revolutions. You could avoid it in theory, but you'd be staying in the middle. By staying in the middle, you're getting too little bonuses from either side that it might still not be worth it. Yeah, but you just have so. Oh gosh, I really want them to make it. Yeah, like the I want there to be a big downsides to being very liberal, as well as big downsides to being too absolute. Because as a result of that, then you also make there be an interesting premise of staying in the middle, where there's a reason you might build to try and stay in the middle as well. You know, the radical centrist route, the J-rig method. Note the 35.5 crown power needed is calculated at the beginning of the disaster, setting a realistic and dynamic goal that is tailored uniquely and fairly to each country's situation. Oh, so it depends on certain situation in your country? How much you need. Weird. As you've seen, there are different actions at play with both the mechanics for Age of Absolutism, also with those of the estates. Yeah, so this is just main actions for the age. Hmm. I do really like this stuff. I'm just so curious to see how moddable this sort of thing is. I really want to play around with that. I just love the idea of there being an age that like it is this age, and therefore everyone across the planet gets actions, gets access to these unique actions. It's so cool. Legitimize legislative abolition. Listen, guys, uh, I am the Senate. You're heading out for an hour. All right. Well, catch you later, RCM. Well, we'll see. I honestly, I hope this doesn't end up going to be 2 hours long. We'll see. We'll see.
Please.
Well, what do you want to do?
Not much.
Again? More Criminal Minds?
Yeah.
When do I get to watch the rest of Arcade?
Eventually.
What?
If I had to wait for like 4 years,
This woman's holding me hostage.
you get to wait, okay?
She won't let me see.
You get to know who dies.
Okay, well, don't be saying that, because now I might get spoiled in the chat.
He's only watched season 1, guys. Don't say anything else.
But my famously malicious audience. Aspiration for liberty. So this is Age of Revolution? Yeah. Oh wait, this is from EU4? Alright, so yeah, this puts into perspective. Oh, this is the age of everything is happening, so you better pick your poison. Yeah. Well, it's the end of the game too. Age of Revolutions, like that is the end of the game. But this is yeah. Um I did not know that aspiration for liberty was a thing. Yeah, I didn't know that was an EU4 thing. Well, having an average country literacy of 60, and either by having no parliament, an autocratic parliament, or the absolute rule policy. To make your country more receptive to the revolution as well. So this is different from the revolution. The revolution is something else. Aspiration for liberty is just... Huh. They're all wearing the revolutionary hat thing, so this just confused me a little. Well, stability is lower than 20 and having an average county literacy of 60. Either having no parliament, autocratic parliament. So, you can get rid of your parliament? Why would you do that? Parliament is so good, though. I mean, it's insanely busted for players. What, outed myself as someone who's never reached the year 1700 in EU4? I can't believe it. No. Joffrey the Pardoner has never reached the year 1700 in EU4 in all this time. Playing it since its first free weekend, ever since Conquest of Paradise, and I've never... Ever since Conquest of Paradise, I never... Holy... Stop spam calling me. Yeah, never done it. Never done it. Looks like having aspiration for liberty increases your chance of having the revolution, either fire or spread. Yeah. It's so funny to think that this is such a, like, wow. It really is a case of, yeah, this age is happening. And I was like, everything is happening now. Because you get aspiration for liberty, and then this thing happening makes it even more likely that the worst one is going to happen. Yeah. The questionable rule of King Edward Plantagenet, yet famous ruler of the 1700s, Edward III. The population yearns for liberty, and the desire for enacting of enlightened ideals have spurred a revolution that seems all but unavoidable. The people have united and taken up arms in an attempt to topple the kingdom, thereby initiating one of the bloodiest revolutions of our time. Dire times are ahead of us.
Kill the king, not me, not just the bathroom.
There.
Thank you. I must never be seen. They can't know what I look like. They can't see my third head.
I know. It's very scary. I you know that you can get outed as being a triclops. So possibly into the burgeoisie and yeomanry will lose pop satisfaction depending on their literacy. So yeah, having this is why you just can't. You just can't give the people rights. Like, come on. You teach people to read, and then you give, like, this is what happens. I just don't get it. I have the ultimate Canadian girlfriend. What makes her the ultimate Canadian girlfriend? I mean, she is, of course. What makes her so ultimate is the fact that she's a triclops. Yeah. I mean, she wears glasses, so she's actually, like, you know, she's a quadriclops, you know. Aspiration for liberty. Yeah. That's stability investment go down. That's a bad one. That's a bad one. Okay, so the estates are just grumpy as usual. Yeah. The price we pay for being literate is too high. Yeah, we just can't let people read. This is the problem. Yeah. Mine, yeah. Mind you, supposedly late game in EU5 people don't even have that much literacy. Well, most of the time, so we'll have to see if they can change that. Is it even going to be possible for me? Like, how am I going to get y'all to hold me accountable to actually finishing a game of EU5 when it comes out? Like, because y'all know the way I work. I'm gonna start the game. I'm gonna get like 50 years in, and then I'm gonna just scatterbrain look at some other country, and be like, damn, that looks so fun. Because I'll have learned something about the game, and be like, damn, if I started over there, that would just be even better. So I should totally just start there now. I'll be like, you know what, I should actually have played as Navarre. Navarre was the correct country all along, and then I'll be like, I got to play them now.
Got your root beer.
I want root beer.
I can take it back.
Get out my sight. Smack, smack. I'm totally smacking right now,
I can
guys.
take it back.
No, actually, no, I'll make it.
Your camera can turn back when they can see your face.
Yeah. She's getting me addicted to pop is the problem. I used to just never drink any pop. I'd never even start the game. I just look at the map for all of eternity. Yeah.
That's what you do.
It is.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. Yeah.
That's what you do.
Well, you drinking that pop like it's alcohol. Yeah, that's what you do. Oh, glug glug glug. What's the last country I'll play in EU4? The last country I'm going to play in EU4 is Austria. There's a multiplayer game going on, and it's the EU4 send-off multiplayer campaign. I'm playing Austria in that, so that's the last one I'm doing in EU4.
How do you know that's actually pop? What if it is beer? It's disguised grape soda. You don't know.
Yeah, sure. Will only end, legislative assemblies are reinstated or end by having more than 90 stability. You either have 90 stability or have reinstated the legislative assembly. Eesh. Don't know what reinstation does, but okay. They look pretty unhappy. Gonna be honest. Foreign wars may be costly to maintain through an event. People may rise up against our governmental incompetence through an event. Jeez. Ugh. Our autocratic tendencies have harmed our people and our relations with the various estates. In order to appease them and restore the old rule of law, we must take steps to re-establish the parliament. We set parliament type to assembly, pop satisfaction, yeah, you get decaying modifier, reinstated assembly, and ends the disaster. Yeah. And to do that, you need to autocratic parliament type. Have absolute right to the crown, supreme authority, one of those three. Okay, that's odd. There's 3 different things. Huh. This couples with events. Yeah, this is the thing about the wars being expensive because of the clamor for liberty. Our prospects for financial success have been exceptionally bleak over the past few years. The relentless investments of King Edward in the costly wars on foreign soil have drained the nation's coffers, leaving little to support essential domestic needs. Combined with rampant governmental mismanagement, financial neglect, and escalating political instability, these actions have ravaged the economy, eroding public trust in the ruling powers. Yeah, this is French Revolution stuff. We now teeter on the edge of bankruptcy, with rising unrest among citizens who increasingly question the priorities of the king. The situation grows dire as debts pile up and the state struggles to maintain even basic functions amid the looming fiscal collapse. To either, yeah, the treasury's not even close to empty, or cut down on war expenditures. Maybe eliminating Parliament kind of allows you to play like EU5. I kind of doubt that, but yeah, that is the one thing I really do not like the Parliament claims. I do not like the Parliament CB thing. I think that should be either removed or made incredibly difficult to do. Every time I see someone talk about the Parliament, or even if they're not discussing it, they're just doing it in after action reports, or there's that last official one. So I just really don't like the way it works. It sounds so cool, but its current implementation is not good, and it makes the AI just way worse at the game, and gives the player a humongous advantage over them. Parliament definitely should be rethought. Yes.
Milk.
Oh.
Milk in my cow.
And that's all for today. Next Wednesday, we'll talk about a situation, the revolution. There we go. Yeah. And the disaster that may trigger under it, the revolutionary chaos. But before that, tomorrow we'll have a new dev diary. Tomorrow? So wait, what?
Double the work for you.
Wasn't this yesterday or what? Wait. When did this one come out? This one came out today or yesterday? I think this came out. Does that mean this new Tinto Talk's around now and I just didn't know about it? Dev diary about military and war on Friday. Tinto flavor about the Netherlands. Please tell me there isn't another one out already that I didn't know. There is. Oh my god, there's another one already? No.
Peter's been slacking.
You've
You've been slacking.
I've had so much work to do.
And a girlfriend to spend time with?
Yeah, now you're bullying me into getting off to watch Criminal Minds with you.
Yeah.
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 Double down? No, I can't do a double stream.
Do a double stream and I kick your butt.
Yeah, she'll kick my butt if I do that. Also, I kind of want to eat.
I'll come over there like FNAF jumps.
Are you hungry?
A little bit.
We should go eat something.
Well, I look all like gross right now. So.
Alright, no food for you then.
Well, let me shower and then like by the time we're done like one Criminal Minds episode, we should be okay.
Time to pay the price for being illiterate. I'm not doing this now. I'm not doing this one now. No. I can schedule it for tomorrow. I really want to play more Vic3 and Benar. I gotta play more Vic3 and Benar today.
But let me go shower. We can watch one episode of Criminal Minds, and then my hair should be decent enough to go out.
Okay.
I gotta head home.
What?
I gotta head home.
Why? Oh, fucking farm game. Okay. I'll schedule a stream of this military dev diary for tomorrow, because I gotta do that. But not doing another hour of this right now. I'm starting to get hungry, so would not be great for me to do that. But I also intend to do some Vic3 and Benar today.
I think that's a beautiful girlfriend.
Yes. We're gonna eat and watch Criminal Minds. Yes.
No, we're watching Criminal Minds, then we're gonna eat. We're not eating, then watching Criminal Minds. We're gonna eat.
Well, I'm hungry now.
I need to go shower so I actually look nice.
All right, we'll do that.
I gotta go to Clint's first. And then I can stop the game. And then...
God damn. Listener, go on and on. God fucking damn.
Leaving, so I didn't bother to shower. But now we're leaving. I gotta shower.
Alright. Thank you. What? Yeah, dude line's in chat. So the lady says women.
Dude,
Yeah.
come over there.
Yeah.
I'll find out where you live.
Yeah, who needs them? I should just get a boyfriend instead. Oh no, she does not like that. She's giving me a look. I'm blaming you, dude line. I'm gonna claim that you said that I should say that. Yeah. She looks very. She's making a weird face. I don't like this. All right, I gotta go, guys. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye.